These are 3 moves that you can do every day to improve your mobility in 2025. In this video, I'm going to show you what they are, where to start with them, no matter whether you're a beginner or you have done a movement practice for a while, and also how you can incorporate them simply into your daily life. The first one is hanging. So having hanging as a daily practice has so many benefits. Of course, it's really beneficial for your shoulder stability, shoulder health, and strength, especially in terms of your range of motion. As we get older, if you look around and you see someone more elderly try and reach their hand overhead, often they'll only get to kind of here. Why does this happen? It's because how many times today have you actually explored this overhead range of motion? Probably not many is my guess. And that is why having hanging as a daily practice can have so many benefits to making sure you maintain your shoulder health. As well as that, you've got grip strength. We know grip strength has a huge correlation on your cardiovascular health. So we want to maintain our grip strength as we get older. And then it also has the benefits of a spine decompression. So being able to create space and length in our spine, especially as gravity is pushing us down all day, we're sitting, we're putting so much pressure on our spine. When we hang, we're able to decompress, and our spine houses all our nerves, so it has to have an effect on your nervous system on a day-to-day basis. When it comes to hanging, you can use rings. You can also grab really easily a bar that you put on your doorway. You can get creative, but make sure it's in a place that you will see often on a daily basis. So you can start, if you're a beginner, even with your feet on the ground. You don't even have to elevate your feet if you don't want to. You can also work on a dead hang here, which is where my shoulders are near my ears, or you can reach those scapulars down and work on more of an active hang. From there, you can progress to so many things. You can do a single hang, single arm hang. You can even do some inversions, but it's really important to start where you are at and slowly, day by day, build it up from there. We also have a video on Hanging 101, so I will put it above here and you can go check that out. What you wanna do is start by building your hanging for minutes. So maybe you start with 1 minute of hanging a day. You don't even have to do that minute all at once. You can break it up into 10 seconds, you can break it up into 20-second rounds, or 2 lots of 30. And then make sure you are tracking your progress. So what is doable for you now? And then you slowly progress that over time. The second daily habit is a deep squat. Now we have another video on the deep squat showing you how to do your own 30-day squat challenge. Really similar principles, so adding in as much as you can deep squat position, which means you have to get on the floor, right? So it is important that you make it comfortable. My top 2 ways to make your deep squat comfortable. First one is to hang on to something. It could be the side of a couch, it could be a pole like this, where you've got that extra support to stay upright. Yeah, so especially if I find without holding on, I might feel like I'm gonna tip backwards. This is where holding on to something can be really useful. And by here, I can explore spine flexion, extension. I can even move into some rotation or just simply breathe. And this will help remind my body what this position feels like to be in the deep squat, but with that little bit of extra support. The second way you can make the deep squat more comfortable is by putting something underneath your heels. So this is a rolled up mat. I simply put my heels on the mat and I come down into my deep squat. And just by that simple heel elevation, it takes a little bit of pressure off my ankles, knees, and hips and makes this more doable to be able to stay longer. So again, you want to build it up. You might do 1 minute at a time. You might do 30 seconds. Doesn't matter even if it's 10 seconds. Again, you can accumulate it throughout the day. So maybe you spend when the time scrolling on your phone, you get in a deep squat. Maybe it's reading a book. Maybe you try and do more daily tasks like laundry folding or gardening in a deep squat instead of your other positions. So this is getting us out of chairs and more onto the floor. We really promote doing at least 10 minutes a day of floor sitting. So as part of that, you can get into this position of a deep squat, make it comfortable, and spend some of that time here. But it has to be a daily practice. And again, you want to track your progress. Maybe when you start, you can only handle 20 seconds here before you're like, oh, I need to get out. And you simply come up, shake it out, and then you come back down into your deep squat. So first week might be 10 seconds. Second week, you can build it up to 30 seconds so that you can see your progress. I also suggest taking, and we'd say this in the 30-day squat video, taking a photo at the start of your 2025 so that you can see what your deep squat looks like. And when you do that, do it without the towel. So if your heels are elevated without the towel, that's okay. But you just want to see what your position is at the start, and then especially after 365 days of more squatting, it will definitely improve. The third move is back bends. And this is because every day we're often flexing, we're often rotating and side bending, but very little are we going into spine extension. And if you look at the typical older person in a Western world, as they get older, we start to stoop. And this spine flexion, this kyphosis in our upper back, that is a natural movement. But if we don't keep our range of motion up in all the other ranges, we're just gonna keep stooping forward and forward and forward. So being able to maintain a good degree of spine extension is really important, and that's going to take some daily practice. You can keep this really simple to start with. Give yourself a wall or something to lean on. You can just step 1 foot away from it. From here, tuck the tailbone so we're protecting our lower back. Lengthen the spine, lift the chest, and come back till our head touches the wall, and then come back up again. You might like to do 10 of these, or maybe even a little hold at the end. Coming back, tap, and forward. As you get better at it, and as it feels more comfortable, you can take a little further step and do the same thing. You don't want all the extension to come from the neck, so I don't want it just to be like this. We want to tuck the tailbone, lengthen the neck, and then from here, elongate the spine, even extension, tap, and coming back up with control. You only want to go as far back as you can control to bring back up. So if you're getting stuck on the way back, you've gone too far. There's many other ways to introduce spine extension. One of my favorite ones that we incorporate a lot into our morning routine is on the ground. So coming into a kneel, tucking the toes, bringing your hands onto your heels here, tucking the tailbone, pressing the hips forward, pulling the shoulders back, and looking up. This is a really great morning practice that you can incorporate into some cat-cows, and then you can go into something like this, or roll downs, and moving into your spine extension. Spine extension doesn't have to be a full wheel, although if you want to work towards that, there's many tools that we share with our own students that will get you there eventually. So we just have to work on different parts of our spine, like opening up the hips, opening up your shoulders. So a really good prep for the wheel that you can do that's nice and simple is coming into a wall. We add in the hands. So I tuck the tailbone, I lengthen my chest, I reach back, I find the wall, and then I walk back up. I follow my hands with my eyes, come back, and coming back up the way you came. So it's a really fantastic way to introduce more spine extension into your back and making sure that you're maintaining a healthy posture as we age. So those are our 3 mobility moves that we think you should do for 2025 every day. I would love to hear if you are going to commit to one of them or all 3 of them. If you do, make sure you write them down, put them up somewhere visually that you can see as a reminder to do each day, because at the start, it might not be a regular habit that we're used to, and that's going to take time. So use that as a helpful reminder. Please like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we hope you have an awesome 2025.